Hey YouTube, what goes on? Welcome to Disavowed Action Figures, live at 7:05. I'm sorry for my lack of punctuality tonight. Had some internet issues. I always reset my modem over here because the internet is ridiculous, unfortunately, in my area. Reset it and it wouldn't come back on. But here we are. We're ready to rock and roll. I see some people here. There is so much going on right now. I'm going to friggin' explode. I can't keep up. There's too much stuff to talk about this week. I was all excited because I got my Human Torch Fantastic Four retro figure in that I wanted to open up tonight here in Live in 705 because I think I might contend for a top Marvel Legend of the Year. I don't know. We'll see. I'll be putting this list up pretty soon, starting filming this coming week. Then I was like, I'll do a whole thing where I open up all my remaining 2021 figures, things I think that might make the list later that I haven't opened yet. And then I get the notification that this bad boy right here, the Demon of Christmas, freaking Krampus, was coming in. And I knew right away that had to be the showcase for tonight. If you weren't aware, 2 Saturdays ago, I believe, Mythic Legions stealth announced that they're putting out this limited edition Mythic Legion Krampus themed figure. Krampus is a thing, if you weren't aware. He's the demon of Christmas. I suggest you watch the American Dad episode for Christmas time with Krampus in it. It's freaking phenomenal. And I talked about it last week. I got lucky. I put a pre-order in. I got it. And then they said they're shipping in like the next 2 weeks. So I got my notification. It was on my porch by about 2 o'clock today. Longest day ever because I wanted to get home and see this thing so badly. I put some pictures over at Instagram at disavowed_12. This thing is nuts. In addition to cracking this guy open, we're going right to him, by the way. We're getting to him like right away. So anybody who's new, who's watching this live, anybody who's catching this on the playback, we're getting right into Krampus right away. After Krampus, we do some other figures I'm going to open. I mentioned the Fantastic Four Human Torch Retro, although it's going to kill me to take it off the card. We're going to open up Luchasaurus AEW Unrivaled tonight. I've been sitting on that for a long time, and I really want to open it because I'm going to do a top 10 wrestling figures list for 2021 this year, and he could be a contender for that list. So we'll compare some of those figures around. We'll compare Krampus to some other Mythic Legions that I have, and we're going to talk about freaking Hawkeye, episode 5. Everybody, please, out of the gate here, no spoilers. Please, no spoilers from Hawkeye. There are people who haven't seen it yet. I watched it earlier, so I was prepared to talk about it without spoiling for tonight. Also, freaking Spider-Man No Way Home tomorrow. Oh my gosh, oh my goodness, it is freaking here. But again, I ask, please, no spoilers in the comments, or I will figure out a way to probably kick you out or something or whatever. So we'll see what happens. So before we get to ripping them open in about a minute, let's see who's here first. Then we're cracking open the Krampus. Then we're talking freaking toys. And then we're going to talk about Hawkeye throughout this entire night as well. Again, no spoilers. I'll keep it general to what my thoughts were on today's episode. If you saw the Hawkeye episode today and you're excited like me, feel free to DM me over on Instagram. I'd love to talk to you about it. So, seeing who's here, Four Feathers in the house. What is up, Four Feathers? How you doing, man? What's going on, Lacerda? What's up? Lacerda, I know you ordered yourself a Krampus, I think. Hey, Alyssa, what's going on? Krampus shirt is on. She's ready to go. Stan the man, what's going on? Yo, yo, yo. Cheers, Four Feathers. That's right, my friend. Stan says cheers right back at you. Hey, Cody, how you doing, man? What's going on? Kiwi Collector in the house. Kiwi, I saw your Instagram message. That was right in the middle of my internet issue. I will get back to you. I'm not worried about settling up until I get you the other one you asked about. We'll talk on the sidebar later. Lacerda says his Krampus didn't ship yet. I know that Greg also said the same thing, Legends and underscore Pops. So, yes, that's the case. The Toy Shark says the Pulse exclusive. No, this is just the standard Flamed On version. I did not want the Pulse exclusive because I have a powered down in the old outfit. Stan says these damn Spider-Man leaks are everywhere. I made it this far, so please, please, please. I once had somebody ruin the freaking Han Solo spoiler on me back when the first new Star Wars came out years ago from the most recent trilogy, and it totally pissed me off. So I also in Marvel world, I had the Mandarin thing spoiled on me ahead of time too. So from Iron Man 3. So I'm got this far. No spoilers, please, for anything. Four Feather says his internet's also acting up. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Hey, Sleeping Collectibles is here. What is going on? Oh, dude, tell me about it. Freaking Hawkeye today took my breath away multiple times. So good. And the way they themed it to Christmas week by week, and it lines up with tomorrow's Spider-Man release. This is a sort of MCU connectivity they wanted. before the pandemic kicked in and screwed up all the filming. They wanted things to be like this to line up, and they did a great job. Four Feather says, haven't gotten past the first 15 minutes of episode 1 of Hawkeye. Dude, I'm telling you, man. I know time is precious, but it's such a good watch. Artsy Designs made it. Hey, what's going on, man? RL is in the house. I'm doing well. Hope you are too, sir. Andre is in the house. What's going on, Andre? On the West Coast, we pronounce it Krampus. Sleeping says, love those Christmas themes. Makes me so happy. One spoiler I will say for Hawkeye regarding the music. They did have I won't say it because it hit me pretty excited when I saw it. They did have one of my favorite all-time Christmas songs pop up tonight. I should say today on the episode. A little bit of a rap song that I enjoy very much this time of year. So if you think about the show and some of the people on the show, it'll definitely make sense. So here is the guy that I've been using as my default Krampus. I don't know Mythic Legion's names, guys. I just like the characters. I don't have the box laying here to tell you his name. Actually, you know what? I do have, and hang on. I actually might. So you probably already know this. However, no, his name's not on this package. Never mind. It's not his. I thought maybe he would have it down the side. But love this dude. He's like the super devil. He'll be on the shelf with my Krampus. So I'll have him on the side for comparison. So let's get right into Krampus. Because again, most of you are here to see Krampus tonight. Usually I bury the lead a little bit. Let's get right into Krampus. Don't talk a little bit about Hawkeye. Spoiler free. AEW winner is coming tonight. Got Hangman Page defending against our boy Danielson. So much going on. So much. I could do so much content tonight on so many things. Instead of picking one, we're going to try to just split the difference, talk about everything. So let's get right into Krampus, everybody. I'm not going to screw around. So first of all, packaging is freaking astounding. As I said over on Instagram at Disavowed_12, this came in like a shrink wrap, which was very nice, very evil to protect the figure. On the back, if you don't know what Krampus is, we do get a breakdown here. I got to watch it on Bump the Camera. So on the breakdown, it does say Krampus is told of in hushed whispers, for to say his name aloud invites his attention. The people on the frozen mountains know that this devil haunts them during their winter festival, while the good folk celebrate to drive away the chill and darkness of the season. Krampus seeks out the wicked, especially children, for his punishment. Any he judges unworthy are whipped with birch reeds, locked in shackles and stuffed in his basket. He takes these children away, perhaps to his lair, though some legends say to the underworld itself, never be seen again. Scare you with his rusty chains. That's from American Dad. If you see the shadow of a horned figure or hear the discordant jingling of iron bells, take care. Krampus seeks fresh prey. So good, it gives me effing chills. All right, so the box, the presentation is freaking amazing. I know I somewhat cut it off. It's a big figure. I don't want to screw with the camera because I'll throw everything else off later. We do get very cool painted Christmas trees on the side of the box. Of course, all legalese stuff going on here. Mythic Legions, SourceHorseman.com, StoreHorseman.com is where I got it. And in the front, very cool Krampus insignia. This actually opens up and folds out. And I didn't realize this till earlier. This actually is all magnetized and pops off. You can actually put this as a display with the figure. And that is freaking incredible. I'm not really going to be able to fit it on the rotating base. I will knock things over. But face it, that's what I always do anyway. But this is awesome because you can totally put this display in the background with your Krampus in front and probably take some really cool photos. That's what I plan to probably do. I will probably be able to do something. Oh, yeah, let's do this. Okay, so we can definitely set this up, at least around this, once I get Krampus out to take a look at, okay? So for now, we'll put this to the side. But again, this is magnetized, goes right around the box for a nice, tight fit. Now let's get a closer look at the actual in-box Krampus shipper. There he is with all of his freaking accessories. He's heavy enough to make the freaking rotating base shake a little. On the back, we get what I can assume is Krampus's lair or a house he's about to go attack. On the side, we do have a Christmas tree with a candle on top as the star. Here you get a better look at Krampus's face sculpt, tongue out, all those accessories, ultimate fists, rusty chains. I hear there's a sack on his back. Okay, figures in the house. And by the way, he told me there's a little secret with this figure. We'll check out when we crack him open, so you are aware. His bells, his birch tree to hit people with, hit kids with. It's just phenomenal presentation. I did order 2 cards on the table, one in the early session, one in the late, because I did want one to rock, one to stock, because this thing is so freaking insane. I really wanted one to keep on card for future collecting because it's just so epic. There's a better look at the head sculpt right there. Only one small piece of tape on top, keeping the box closed. I'll try to bring it in a little bit here. There he is. There I kind of am a little bit. Head sculpt is fantastic. When we get out of the box, we'll take a closer look. But I love the presentation on this figure. So let's take a look. I'm going to open him up from the top and pull him out that way. One piece of tape keeping you from the inside. Cracking this open. I'm so excited. I've got chills. This thing came so quickly in the mail that, again, how rare is it? Something you want that you pre-order is here in like 2 weeks. So huge shout out to the Four Horsemen. And they kept this thing a freaking secret. As far as I know, I think they gave the insiders group or whatever it is for Four Horsemen a slight heads up. Like, hey, we're doing something special. I just stumbled upon it completely on Instagram by complete luck. By the way, everybody, Krampus, cheers. Here we go. Let's take a closer look. First of all, the way they have this in the packaging, we have the double bubble toil and trouble going on. Krampus's tail looks insane. There's his basket down below. Again, you can see all these amazing, amazing, cool pack-ins with this figure, which is just freaking awesome. Entering the chat, Mama said pop you out. What's going on, sir? How are you? The best name in social media history. Art C says, watching it now. We'll have it paused. Okay, Figure says he made it. Okay, Figures, thanks for the heads up, dude. Let's see. RL says, I need to find me a Ronin. Yeah, man. You know what? I never appreciated that Ronin figure, ever. I bought it, and honestly, there was a major factory flaw with the knees on this. I'm not going to show you now, but if you have this figure, you know what I'm talking about in the back here. The knees do not articulate very well because apparently they made the pieces and the double jointed knee too tight or something. I watched a tutorial on it. You could rip it apart and fix it and cut it. I'm not that type of guy. So I just leave them in the background. But considering the show, it's not a spoiler to say Clint Barton is Ronin. We know that from the Avengers movies. So he's incredible. Lacerda says, my girl got me Cheddar at Jav. Very good, Lacerda. I know you're a huge fan of those figures, man. He's awesome. Let's see. Scott's in the house. Awesome figure. A new must-have. Completely agree. Alyssa says, can't wait to keep collecting the Krampus figs. They will be making more. From what I understand, they are not making this one again, but they said they will be issuing other versions of Krampus. Lacerda says, my buddy went to Four Horsemen Studios and picked his up. That is awesome. That is dedication to your freaking hobby. I love it. All right, so let's take him off the stand. This separates very easily, actually almost too easily, so just be careful. It's not taped or anything. It's very sturdy in that it stays together, but you wouldn't want to take a chance on anything falling. So the tail is in a separate tray, which is good to know, that you're not going to have to worry about the peg or the ball breaking off in the box. There is his birch limb, whatever, branch, the bag down below. Better look at the head sculpt without the plastic in the way. The tongue is not very pliable, so be careful here. It moves a little bit, but it's not meant to be moved around. So I would not screw around with this tongue. It's not a very malleable. You can move it. Not something you're going to want to do and mess around with and take a chance at breaking. I've never had an issue with a Mythic where I had to heat it up. But I would say with any figure, especially one with this much paint, be careful. You don't know, actually it's much paint, but this kind of figure, because you do want to be careful that if it is tight, you know, we were talking about a minute ago about the plunderlings. I found out the hard way almost that you really, really, really need to heat those suckers up or they will freaking break on you. Sorry to take that off camera, but these twisty ties, Nicholas Davis, if you're a fan of Denhouse, you know what I'm talking about. I am never good at twisty ties. It is like my kryptonite. Apparently, like trying not to have figures fall over on a stand. So, although nothing very great visual on the screen right now, I just about have him out of the packaging, being very careful as I take out the twisty ties, not to scrape up the figure. And all right, he's coming out. Krampus is about to make the party, and I already love this thing. Okay, not too much of a smell, but it's okay. It's okay, Peter. All right, so right out the gate, knees are not too stiff, but I would be careful. They do articulate rather well for now. Coming out of the box, we do have hooves instead of feet with this figure. He's a hoovin figure, if you will. I believe he's very similar to the character I was talking about earlier, my Super Devil figure. That head sculpt is friggin' insane. Krampus. You're not going to get much. Oh, yeah, okay, that's what they did here. I don't want to screw it. Okay, so a little bit tight here on the head. Be careful. It will pop off. I feel it coming to pop off already because it's underneath piece. So the head will articulate, but I feel as if you pop the head off, this piece will come off. but it's probably going to look weird without that mane on there. So you will get some head articulation with this, but you're not going to get a crazy amount because the head will start to feel like it's going to pop off, and I'm not going to mess around with that. You do get the torso up here for articulation. Again, very similar to my Super Devil figure, as I like to call him. Arm articulation, just being careful for the first time here. You can get them out pretty darn far, as you can see. He'll stand relatively well on the hooves. You do have to balance him a little bit to get his weight the right way. As far as the hooves go, you do get the ankle rocker going on. You get some up and down movement, but you're a little bit encumbered by what's going on here on the back of the figure. Oh, man, this thing's so great. Freaking look at this. Oh, so cool. Now, again, you're going for, it's basically one color, obviously. A lot of black, a little bit of red here on the belt, on the loincloth piece. But again, it's cool how they have the boots on the sides. Very cool looking dude. And for what he is, the figure itself is awesome. The horns are obviously frigging incredible. That is great. As far as the hands go, if you are curious, we do get a little bit of articulation there. So that does go pretty far back. Not pretty far, far enough, in about that far. So we do have that articulation going. That's horizontal articulation. And in the other hand, about the same thing. And again, I'm not an articulation guru, guys. If I say something wrong, I apologize. But it is freaking incredible. I want to get him on the stand here. And again, just double check. We haven't balanced enough on those hooves. He's not going to fall on us. So here's a 360 of Krampus going around. The horns are just insane on this figure. It's awesome. So let's get out some of these accessories while we're talking. Here's our branch. Get that out. Let's back him up a little bit here to make room for the accessory. So there's his branch that'll go in his hand. Of course, we have to give him his tail, right? So I'm getting his tail out carefully because there's the ball. I don't want to take a chance breaking the tail. We, of course, do have his basket that he comes with, which I understand there's some goodies we might want to take a look at with his basket. So for now, let's put that to the side. I'm just going to put the inside tray back behind because I will be keeping the packaging. Listen to this. Oh. The bells actually ring. That's incredible. We have his rusty chains here. So let's get his chains out. Oh, this is so freaking awesome. There's the freaking chains that he comes with that you can use to put on his wrist or other wrists. The bells are awesome. This is a really cool package for these bells. Check this out. That is incredible. I'll be saying that a lot tonight. Then we also do get, looks like some rope, which I'm guessing the rope is going to be used with his basket to put on his back. And we do get two alternate hands that do look to be stronger grabbing hands, which I'm guessing are what we're going to use to put the branches in. So again, if you picked this up and you ordered it, when it comes in, you will be very happy with it. I already am. If you're a Mythics collector, you know what you're getting. If you're not a Mythics collector, you're going to enjoy this one way or the other. I'm digging it. I can't wait to compare it to my Super Devil figure. So before we get moving on here, let's see if we can get his tail put in. There is a hole. So basically, this is kind of weird, right? Kind of weird. You got to flip this up to get the ball into the joint. Now, I'm hoping I don't have to heat this up. That's my only concern. I don't want to break this and break the ball. So let's see if I can get it. I didn't think about this ahead of time, to be honest. I don't want to take a chance on breaking it. All right. I'm not going to force it much further. I'm just going to try to get in there enough that I can heat it up. And this does feel odd doing this, by the way. Yeah, you're going to have to heat this up. I'm just going to get it enough to stay in for now. But definitely heat this up for the tail to get it to go in all the way correctly. Because honestly, I would be very careful because that ball was not moving well inside the back part there to get that in. The tail definitely brings a totally different element to this figure. Obviously, it's going to cut down how far in your display back it can go. I'm guessing it's on a ball, so it should articulate once you have it heated up. I'm not going to force it in there and take a chance on breaking the ball on this guy. So he is freaking awesome. Definitely digging this guy for sure. Let's take a look at the chat, see what's going on here. Alyssa says, not Gene Simmons. That's right. RL says, very twisty, very difficult. I agree, sir. Geek Strong, what's going on? Okay, figures, freaking awesome. Agreed. Disavowed, be careful of that tail installation. Absolutely, four feathers. I'm done messing with it so I can heat it up and put it in properly. As all these figures that I open up here in Live 705, if I feel like to heat something up, I'll do it afterwards sometime throughout the evening and usually post it on Instagram, Disavowed_12 later on. 6 packs in the house, the Demon of Christmas. What goes on? Winter is coming. That's right, 6 packs. There he is, buddy. The hooves are legit. Agreed. Trans Aaron in the house. PA Coalition. What's going on, Aaron? How are you, man? What is up, sir? Trans Aaron says, I do have one on order. Hope I get it soon. They're shipping, dude. They're shipping. Squeaky. Yes, very squeaky. Artsy Design says, Naughty Mythics Collector. It is not still available, unfortunately. It was up for pre-order, and they had 2 windows a couple Saturdays ago. They had a window earlier in the morning, around 10-ish, not even early, but in the morning. And then they had another window in the evening. I actually ordered 2, one to rock, one to stock. I don't always do that with my figures, but honestly, with this guy, I had a funny feeling I would definitely want to have more than one. Taking a look here. So I don't think we actually need these grip hands for the branch, because the branch is pretty wide as you take a look here. It's also a branch. It's pretty well done. Here you can see they actually have a bit of a grip down at the bottom. So I'm guessing that's what we're going to want to stick in his hand. So let's see if we can get that in his hand for now. Again, with Mythics, the aftermarket is pretty crazy on these. So if you are looking to pick this up, you probably don't want to check what it's going for on eBay right now. I haven't looked in a while, but from what I understand, it is an arm and a leg. Now, obviously, with more of them shipping now and people having them in hand, there's a good possibility that price could be driven down in the aftermarket as more people post them and they start to try to undercut one another. But this thing is freaking cool. If you can get your hands on it, great. I think you definitely should. But I would also say be careful. You obviously do not want to spend an arm and a leg for this thing, because they are going to do other versions, from what I understand, at another time. So I understand other versions will be put out, just unfortunately not this particular version. One thing I think Mythics is good at, from what I understand, I mean, lots of things they're good at, but one thing in particular I heard they're really good at is that if they put a figure out, unless it's an army builder, they're not going to flood the market with it later. So it is going to maintain its value over time. This thing is freaking cool. I am loving this. Oh, wow. RL says 175 on eBay right now. Frigging insane. But again, it's the holiday season and we're all in misery. But all kidding aside, you have to factor in that because it's the holiday, because it's new, it is going to be a crazy aftermarket. That should be driven down over time, hopefully. All right, so OK Figures said, open this up. Whoa. OK Figures, you weren't kidding, dude. Oh, no way. Look at this. Wow. We get a freaking skull. Oh, that is sick. And it's a head. Oh, articulated jaw on the skull. This is sick. Mythic Legions, you are killing it. I'm thinking this also might be able to be used as a head sculpt. I'm not going to try to pop that head off for now, but that does look like that's a ball right there. That is freaking cool. That's the first pack-in that we get. What else do we have in here? Oh, we have another skull. Oh, this is cool. So these all came right out of the basket where he would put children as he takes them away. Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. So you were able, I'm guessing, to use, okay, this one's not articulated. Or is it? Maybe it's stuck. No, it's not articulated. I believe the second jaw is actually glued. I'm not going to screw with it. But I think you might be able to put one of these heads on the peg and then put the hands, maybe. Are there pegs on these hands? Yeah, there's extra hands. So I'm guessing you put the hands possibly on this figure to make an alternate figure, unless these are just supposed to be meant to be like little kid hands, which could be the case because the peg is very small. So I might have just said something incorrect. So I'm going to guess that won't work. So maybe this is just meant, again, to be basically pieces of person that he has taken over time. You also do get the leather strap, which I wonder if this is meant to come apart. I don't want to screw with it and break it. It looks like it's glued, so I don't think so. So maybe this is an additional belt. I don't quite know yet. Gonna have to wait to mess around with it a little bit later on. But this is cool, guys. I say cool a lot, especially with this one. It is ridiculous the amount of pack-ins you are getting with this figure. So again, if you got this at retail, you definitely got yourself a great deal between the bells and everything else he comes with. So what I want to do is see if I can position him off a little here. The tail does make it difficult to display him on the rotating base with another figure. I was hoping to put him up here with this lad right here. Let's see if I can get him to stand. There we go. I think he'll stay. So I feel as if somebody said that could be considered almost a Krampus devil dude. And why don't we just make a Krampus? So I'm looking at these and you can see very similar pieces. I believe that the skirt pieces are the same. To me, looking at the front loincloth, for lack of a better term, that looks to be the same. In fact, I'm almost positive it's the same. It's just repainted a different color or different plastic. The boots also very similar. Obviously, the hooves very similar. So I think that you have a lot of similarities here and similar pieces used between these two figures. As far as the padding and the legging goes, it does look like the boots are slightly different in the front from what I can tell. Obviously, no tail on this guy over here. If you don't know Mythic Legions, basically they're interchangeable parts, although obviously you'd want them to match the correct color. So you can pop arms off, not arms, but armor and things and heads. It's all meant to be universal. It's all meant to basically, connect together later on. So definitely digging this. If you picked them up, good pickup. Good pickup. If you didn't get them, I would not run out and rush to pay whatever it was that we said, $175, because the price should go down a little bit later on, hopefully over time. Four feathers, I agree. Accessories are off the chart. So much you can do with this. There's so much room for activities. And again, you get storage. So all that's going to fit inside his sack here. And then you can use the rope to obviously put the sack basically on his back. So again, so many options that are available to you. I love the fact that you have basically storage. I can get that to fit right. That you can basically have storage for this to pop everything right back in the sack here. And then the sack using this rope right here could be tied around his hand. I'm going to have him displayed holding the chains. Again, the bells are hanging there. So much cool stuff going on with this guy. So yeah, digging it. Lacerda says, how is he next to Joe or Legend? All right, I can do that. So let's get this guy out of the way. So give you a better sense of scale here. Let's put him off to the side here. He'll probably fall, but it's okay if he does. So we are going to be taking a look at the Human Torch figure in a few minutes. So here he is with Johnny Storm, which is the butterfly articulated 6-inch size figure. So you can see looking at him there, he is about a head and a half taller, I would say, much wider as well. Mythic Legions are amazing sculpts, as you can see. So he is much larger than your standard 6-inch Marvel Legend. Let me see if I can not bump the camera and not bump anything else. Here is Snake Eyes as opposed to having Human Torch. So if you wanted to see what Snake Eyes would be standing like as a G.I. Joe, there is the new Alpha Commando Snake Eyes, also your standard 6-inch size figure. And you can see he also is relatively smaller. So this should scale well with NECA 7-inch figures, I would think. In fact, I think most Legions probably do. Let me quick look here. Do I have a 7-inch I can get to? Let me see if I can get Ash out of there. I really don't want to knock over my NECA horror display. It's very packed on the one shelf, so I'm not going to get my Ash out. But at least that gives you a better idea what it's going to look like when you have a standard 6-inch figure standing with your Krampus, as well as with another Mythic Legion figure as well. And also, just for the mashup purpose, everybody wants to know what Krampus is really looking for, and it is a sexy leg lamp. So there's Krampus with the stolen leg lamp from A Christmas Story. So loving Krampus, digging this guy for sure. It's epic. Lacerda, I'm sure you got some ideas, brewing, buddy. You do some really cool stuff over on your Instagram. Check Lacerda photo out, everybody. So yeah, I gotta say, I gotta hydrate too. I tend to pour myself a beverage and forget it. Seriously, get all into this. So everybody, that's a good 23 minutes dedicated to Krampus, the demon of Christmas. Let me know in the comments afterwards, did you pick this guy up? Are you going to try to pick him up on the hellish aftermarket? Are you just going to hold out and hope he comes for a better price later on? If you're new to the channel and you're catching us on the playback, let me know what you think of the Krampus figure. I'm pretty jazzed to have him for sure. So again, the accessories are top notch. So let's tell you what, let's get ready to move on to the next thing here. So I got to say, before I forget to move on to this topic, Hawkeye today, freaking incredible. As I said, no spoilers. I do not want to take the chance of ruining it on anybody. Oh, there was Major Blood, because it was freaking awesome. However, I will say this without spoiling anything. The first 10 minutes, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Did not see the first 10 minutes coming, and I probably should have. But I was literally, I had chills like 10 minutes into this. I really, really did. Then as the episode goes on, They do obviously know, but this isn't a spoiler. It was in the commercial. We do see Black Widow's sister, Yelena Belova, having an interaction later on with Kate Bishop. This was very awesome. Seeing those two actresses interact with one another really makes me hope that we are going to get a Young Avengers down the road. I know Dark Avengers have been talked about and teased. I know Thunderbolts has been talked about and teased. This thing does not go back on very well. But seeing Belova, that actress, Lawrence Pew Pew, interact with the Kate Bishop character, the actress, oh, so freaking good. As far as the rest of the episode's concerned, we do get some very awesome fight scenes, as one would expect. Again, no spoilers. The timing is good. That's all I'm going to say. The timing is very well done with what they did between having the Spider-Man movie come out tomorrow. I definitely had a moment. I was screaming as watching it. I know it was billed as being, if you didn't hear this, it was billed that this episode would break Twitter or break the internet. I will just say you will not be disappointed. I'm not going to say what happens because I don't want to spoil it, but I will say you will not be disappointed with what occurs. Very well done overall, as far as that episode was concerned. If you want to talk about it on Instagram, feel free to shoot me a message. It's kind of hard to talk about without spoiling. So good, okay, figures. I agree. Want some mac and cheese. RL, that was so well done. I love hot sauce. What can I say? I love hot sauce. Okay, figures, the ending was amazing. I love the infographic at the very end. That was probably one of my favorite parts. And then once you watch the episode, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, the mac and cheese was great. Pizza Dog's in it again. We have a lot of Pizza Dog. Again, no spoilers, but they're continuing to develop the character of Hawkeye's wife. I can't think of her first name. Clint Barton's wife. They're continuing to develop her character, and I think they're going to develop her into something more. And I'll leave it at that. So if you haven't watched Hawkeye, I suggest you try to watch it before you see Spider-Man. And even if you don't, I feel as if they will fit well along with one another. If what happens tomorrow in Spider-Man is what I think is going to happen. So I will leave it at that. Okay, figures. I love the Christmas music. It's so awesome. All right, so here's our Human Torch. It kills me to open this. I still haven't opened the thing. Okay, figures. He's probably going to go on the wall. I can't get myself to do it. I still have Psycho Man on card. I probably should open that up before my top 10 Marvel Legends list because that could make it on there as well, potentially. I've heard good things. But I wasn't going to pick this guy up originally. Then VR Hobbies had him. I went back. He was sold out. So I did pick him up on Big Bad Toy Store because I wanted him in time for my end of the year top 10 if he makes it. As you see, I do have the Walgreens exclusive torch. That's the main reason I was going to pass on this guy. I do have the other torch, which is the powered down from the Super Skrull. I'm kicking around selling the Super Skrull wave, to be honest. I don't know yet, at least the core team, but I do like it's the updated suits. I'm not going to order the powered down Johnny Storm to go with this other team because I'm not getting the Reed and I'm not getting the Sue unless they're down to like $7 a Target. Let's face it, they might be. So if I get that situation going, I'll pick them up for like $7. I love the packaging, but I will say I don't like the idea that we don't get Build-A-Figures with these sort of waves. I understand to an extent why. This might pain some people, but I'm just going to get in here from the bottom. Might pain me. It's going to cut my finger. All right. So I again, it hurts. It hurts so bad to rip that open, but it had to happen. I just don't have enough figures, enough room space, a wall space to keep collecting all these wall figures. So there he is. I think he's not going to stand. So there he is out of the bubble, out of the packaging at least. As you can see, as many of you know, much darker red than that Walgreens on the left-hand side. We do get similar fire effects going on here. We get the same fire effects on the shoulders, similar to the hands. We do not get a ball to put on the hands, but that will probably work with this. And we do get the punching hands here. The big thing that I won't really look forward to with this guy was the fact that I'm pretty sure he does have butterfly joints. If he doesn't, I will probably be let down. He does. Okay. The main reason I wanted this was the butterfly joints. I love that Sunfire in the back. So I really wanted him because of the butterflies. Now, I will say right out the gate, I know a lot of you warned me to be careful with the joints on this guy. These sorts of figures, these translucent figures, you need to be careful. I've gotten this far without breaking the Walgreens exclusive. He sits in a flight stand for me, typically. So here is the head sculpt. This piece comes off very easily. Oh, it doesn't peg in either. Okay. I thought this pegged in. I guess my memory was incorrect. This just sits on his back. Flame effects on the top look pretty much the same as the other figure. Again, you do get the butterflies. Be careful as you move this guy around. I don't want to break it on camera. So the butterflies are why I basically wanted this. There we go. So if you take that piece off in the back, you can see very, very, very well executed butterfly joint in the back. That's what I was looking forward to with this. We get some nice line work on the arms, which also helps to make sure you do have them lined up correctly when you are moving him around. I think for flying poses and things, that this butterfly effect, butterfly articulation really helps a lot. Plus, I kind of think it's cool. You can kind of like lean into somebody like you're getting ready to fight, kind of like you're puffing your chest out at them a little. The lines underneath are not painted through. So again, you will see that when you articulate the torso back, you don't have them there anymore. But again, translucent figure, very cool, very evil, very nice. I'm a fan. Let's see if we can get him to stand up here on the stand. Let's bring the arms forward a little bit so that he's not offset the bounce enough that I can't do that anymore. Let's get this piece back on. And let's get him up here on the stand. Here is the Walgreens. And I don't know. I mean, again, I think for photographers, it's going to pop more on your camera because of the darker red and the line work is nice. You can see, again, this is all pretty much reuse. I think this had a peg. Let's look and see. It didn't. Okay, so it has a peg hole. But this also never pegged in. It shows you how bad my memory was that I didn't even bother to remember seeing that. I got this guy for like $11 when these were on clearance for a snowstorm the year they were out. So needless to say, pretty happy with that pickup. So the back piece is the same. Hand pieces, arms, you can take a look at those and see that on the hands, we still do get the fire effects going on. You don't get the fire effects down here on the legs like you do with this guy. Those are molded on. Those do not come off. The ball of fire also does come along with him, but not him. He does have fists, so you could theoretically put that on there and see how that looks. And then again, just for transparency purposes, here is our powered down Johnny Storm, which, yes, we can do some head swaps as well. So there are all three of our Johnny Storms. They're on the rotating base, hanging out, chilling. Kiwi is in the house. What's going on, Kiwi? What is up? Lunchtime. Damn this work thing. Yeah, man, I figure out a different schedule sometimes. Swap the heads. We'll swap the heads. Don't worry. I do have to watch my time, though, as we're already at almost 40 minutes, and I started late tonight, so I don't want to be late for AEW. The ripping and the tearing, the ripping and the take. It hurts my soul. It hurts my soul. Butterflies should be standard on every figure. They supposedly slowly will be now. That Vulcan figure they're putting out from Marvel Legends, the Third Summer's brother, evidently that will be the new base 6-inch body finally at this point. So we wanted swappable heads. So I'm guessing what we really want to say by saying swappable heads, I think what we mean is you want me to swap these heads, right? Because the the power down version isn't really that great, right? We don't really care too much about that head being popped off. So there are our heads off. Let's put these to the front to see them a little bit better. Let's put the new head from the retro on this body here. Be careful because the neck is rather loose. Okay, so there we go. So there is, sorry, bumping the camera, rookie mistake. So there is our head sculpt on that Johnny Storm. I feel as if the Walgreens one is going to look better. I don't know. What are your thoughts here? I do think this looks better because if you notice the color in that neck piece kind of burns slowly, and you could see that that color would almost kind of blend in better. Whereas I feel like this head, because the translucence is much stronger, doesn't really fit as well color-wise. It's too red, I think. I don't know. I don't think that this will work too incredibly well. I will not be messing around too much with the head sculpts, but I at least did want to show you that obviously you can pop those around a little bit if you want to mess around and see what they look like. Be careful taking off this other head because, again, this translucent material does feel a lot less sturdy than this material does here. Again, you don't want to break your figure's head and break that peg off because you will not be happy if that occurs. So there are our Johnny Storms. Can anybody give me an Eastern Standard Time right now in the chat? I'm thinking we're probably close to 10 of already. I would like to get to Luchasaurus and also one more comparison tonight. But if we're getting that close, I don't want to take a chance on missing Winter is Coming, to be honest. What I wanted to do was just take uno memento here and get one of my other favorite Marvel Legends of the year here on the stand and compare him, because there is a panel in Onslaught, X-Men Onslaught, X-Men 54, where you do have Iceman, Bobby Drake, and he is basically having an argument with the Human Torch. And I always like how these guys obviously have alternate power sets. And I think that seeing those two like that is pretty awesome. So we have our fire, we have our ice, we have our Game of Thrones. Does that somehow tie in? Did I do this on purpose? I don't know, because winter is coming and it starts very soon. The winter is here. Winter is coming. Game of Thrones, fire and ice. I don't know if that was on purpose, but it really worked out pretty damn well. Our Krampus is even back there. Maybe he's fighting alongside the Ice King. I don't know. But I'll tell you what we're going to do really quickly here. We are going to rip open Luchasaurus. I feel bad we're not going to devote the amount of time to him that we probably should. However, I need to get this guy open, and if I don't do it tonight, I probably won't ever do it again. There he is really quickly for one rotation on the rotating base. The packaging is great. I think I like the silver better than the unmatched, but I've been holding off for a long time. This dude looks insane. I already told you guys, I'm over trying to keep these nice on the package cards, especially AEW, because it's too much work to not just rip these things open. So I am just going to brutalize this packaging in the interest of time. Man, I got to start lifting weights or something. I'm having trouble ripping cardboard over here. My God. All right, so let's get him out of the packaging. And again, I know this doesn't really tie in with anything else tonight. I guess you could say he's he is a Luchasaurus. He's a kind of like a dinosaur, which is kind of like a dragon to fit in with the fire and ice thought here. There it is. Lucha versus Krampus. Red beard, too good. So, guys, as we're kind of just shifting into the last 5 minutes here, AEW predictions for tonight. Winter is coming. Obviously, I had some wrestling figures in the background. So stoked. So, as far as who's showing up tonight, I'm going to say, I think with utmost confidence that we are going to see the Briscoe brothers from over in Ring of Honor. If you're a wrestling fan, you know what I'm talking about. Wow, that's insane right there. So I do feel like you will see the Briscoe brothers coming over. There was an angle tease on Final Battle, which was the final pay-per-view the other night for Ring of Honor, where FTR, top guys, came out and they had a fight against FTR. And again, that was the last pay-per-view they're doing for Ring of Honor. So I do feel as if very good possibility that, and again, all Ring of Honor's guys are officially now released. So I do feel as if there's a good possibility we are going to see the Briscoe show up tonight at AEW Winter is Coming. I don't think we're going to see Rotunda, aka Bray Wyatt. I just don't think if they do, it's going to be a pop. I get it. But in the long run, I don't think he fits in AEW. Again, I'm not a wrestling promoter, so evidently I don't know what I'm talking about. But I do not think you're going to see him show up tonight. I think you might see Johnny Gargano, possibly, or Kyle O'Reilly. Those are two names that are just legit free agents right now. Johnny Wrestling, Gargano, does basically started his own Twitch. He has his t-shirts up already. He's independent t-shirts. He's ready to rock and roll as far as being on TV. So he's ready to rock. I don't know. I don't know how they fit into the storylines in AEW. Tony Khan will figure it out. I think that the Briscoe brothers will be a great addition to the tag team division, which is stacked already. I think having, by the way, do you see how this tail is barely clearing all these figures? Disavowed action figures of 2020 or early 2021 would have knocked all these over already. Or I wouldn't have turned his sickle or whatever the correct direction, and he already would have knocked over everything like a helicopter. So, all right, guys, we're about out of time tonight. Four Feather says he's never seen this figure. This is a wrestler from AEW. Head sculpt really quickly is insane. Yes, he wrestles in the mask. Tattoos are on point. Very, very well done. You can see the back is very well done as well. And I do think that in terms of having him faced up with Krampus, with the Gene Simmons tongues in place, is the best way to end the evening tonight. So everybody, thanks for hanging out tonight. This is a big night. There's a lot going on here on Live at 705. So much to talk about, which has been a lot of fun. If you're watching Spider-Man tomorrow, if you got tickets, enjoy. I am extremely excited to go see that. I will be seeing it tomorrow night around 6 o'clock. So that is something that's happening in my life. So I'm pumped about that. I really can't get these guys to face off without the tail being in the way. So there we go. So enjoy Spider-Man tomorrow if you're seeing it. Please don't spoil people, guys. Keep your spoilers to yourself. If you haven't caught Hawkeye yet, let me know what you think when you watch it. The first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes are incredible. Can't wait for the finale of that show next week to see where the MCU goes after that. 4.5 new talent tonight. We'll see. I'm very curious. I'm going to go under 6 packs. But we'll see what happens. And really quickly, my predictions. I'm going to go MJF wins the ring. Wardlow wins his match in a squash over the Seidel brother. I think that Hangman retains the title against Danielson. And I think that Deeb beats Sheeta. Those are my predictions for tonight. And my other prediction is that you're going to see the Briscoe brothers show up tonight and probably somebody else, one of the NXT guys, maybe some more Ring of Honor guys. So everybody enjoy seeing Spider-Man tomorrow. Hope you enjoy tonight's show. If you picked up Krampus, you're going to freaking love him. Heat up that tail. Be careful with that. Don't break it off. My top 10 videos will starting to get filmed this upcoming week. I'll probably start popping those out. Maybe one before Christmas. The rest will be the week after Christmas. Hopefully, I can continue to improve my videos and give you something fun to watch with those top 10s. It'll be top 10 wrestling figures of 2021, top 10 Marvel Legends 2021, top 10 Marvel Legends Deluxe figures 2021, top 10 G.I. Joe classified figures of 2021. And if I didn't say it already, top 10 overall action figures that I bought in 2021. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here tonight. Thank you for spending your time with us here at on the show. If you are new, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, leave a comment down below, hit the like button, helps with the algorithm of YouTube. And if you want daily toy content, check us out over at Instagram at disavowed_12. So everybody, enjoy this awesome week of Marvel content. Take care, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing all of you at the pegs. And 6 packs, as you requested it. Here you go, buddy. The Demon of Christmas. Scare you with his rusty chains